Hello everyone and welcome to Season Watch. Today we're watching Tomodachi Game Episode 7. What happened last time? Well, we had them explaining the whole situation and how Yuichi figured it out. Some parts I kind of figured out already, but the main components I did not even think about. Like, one of them was the bad mouth cards being used for communication. We did have some hints apparently. Like at one point he picked up a pen and then afterwards he was talking to Sawaragi saying that he didn't write anything. Or at one point apparently he picked up two cards at once. I guess we might have been able to see that. There was the point where he was instructing everyone the order they would go into the booth. That I caught. But I thought it was happening outside the booth and not inside the booth.
2枚取ってる。よし、俺は白紙で入れたぞ。そう、白紙で入れたと言ったのに、彼はペンを握った。
But the most important point was the name tag. Like, that just blew over my mind because I did not even think about that. If I didn't see them with the name tags, I would probably thought it was like an animation mistake or something, or maybe you couldn't see from the angle or whatever. But I did not even think about the whole using the name tags there for the trust. Even though I pointed it out on the first episode where they introduced the name tags that it was gonna be important, the fact that it only goes up if you show the number to another person. I just thought it would come into play later, like in the third and in the fourth game or so.
これはみんなのネームプレートがなくなってる。ごめんと。
But yeah, we learned everything, and apparently the most important point was something very obvious that we could have realized that because we got the information on the first episode. Mikasa was not acting like himself, the calm, collected that stops fight. Instead, he was instigating fights. And he was not acting calm and collected. So that was the biggest suspicion point for Yuichi. That's why when he went through the elimination process, Mikasa was the last one. And the reason why it wasn't Shibe, he's too dumb. He couldn't have come up with a plan like this. He's too big of a mouth, a bad liar to keep secrets. Like, nobody would tell him any secrets, so he wouldn't know half as many things as were announced. It was cute seeing, like, how it's just him trying to be nice, just that he's naive, dumb. So, like, it may seem it's coming off wrong, it's just you need to know him to understand. Like, he was the one that badmouthed himself about taking bath with his mom, and after all, who else would know that? Now that I think about it. I mean, it could be just a random lie, but still. And also him talking to Kokorogi. Like, he was not trying to talk bad about her, he was trying to what was the word they used? Like, motivate her? I don't remember the word they used, but yeah, he's trying to be nice to her. In fact, it was Mikasa that stopped him. Granted, it really doesn't seem like he was doing that, but he was trying, okay? Like I was saying before, he's an idiot, but he's our idiot.
ほらな、あれで励ましてるつもりなんだよ。ほんとバカだよな。俺なんかすげえバカにされてない？
あんたはいいバカだから。
So it was pointed out that was Mikasa, but the game was still gonna continue. Sawaragi was gonna go down to the next game, and that's where next cards come in. He told a lie. So he was gonna move forward. The lie? It wasn't Shiba that killed. It was him. And not just one person. 3. We don't know the relationship. Like, we don't know who these people were, how he knew them, how it happened. Maybe we'll learn that more in the future. I don't expect we're gonna learn it now, but yeah. He also untied the friendship with the others so they wouldn't really care when he would go to the next game. Because he didn't even show that this was the best way to protect them. So he does care. He's just showing off that he doesn't so they don't worry about him. But one seems to be worried, Mikasa, as he announced that it wasn't because he loved Sawaragi that he was doing that. It was because he loved Yuichi.
俺が本当に好きなのははあ雄一だったんだはあ
It does fall into some places that, like, she took something from him 2 years ago and everything, but still not, and at least I'm not entirely sure if that was truly positive, like he really means that, or he was just acting his way to get to the third game with Yuichi. We might learn a little more in this episode, and we're gonna learn about the third game as well. But yeah, that being said, let's get started. As a reminder, this is a timer reaction, which means you sync up your own version of mine and we'll watch it together. I'll try to add some scenes here and there, but don't expect too much. With that being said, let's get started. In 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, the water. Is this like a flashback? Yuichi flashback. Yeah, the whole lesson that he learned from his mom. We learned that it's confirmed that that's his mom. We thought it was, but good confirmation. Ma'am. Oh, his mom now? Oh, so she's not his birth mother? That's interesting. That part I do not know. That's sensei. Okay, we're learning quite a bit more here. Interesting that both of them talk in the same day. Even his face there. Okay, and now we're back to the present. So he was reliving the past there. And now we're gonna learn what the third game is about. They seem like to be like in a dungeon. And the blonde girl still did not show up. It's only been the 2 girls watching. I imagine she's gonna be showing up now for the third game. Money and friends. Yeah, Yuichi and all his friends there. The first game. You can kind of see the background of the games there. I like showing the different faces. And then him as a kid. Ah, it showed the 2 of them there. And I guessing this is related to the third game. So interesting that it showed both Yuichi and Mikasa there. Was that indicating the second game or the third game? La, 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 la. I do like this part of this music. I'll take 20 million yen worth of your life. Well, we're gonna has stayed in the cave for 3 days in preparation for the game. all they have is a bottle. Oh, like maybe a liter, 1 liter of water. He's saying that he did that so that he could come with him. Okay. So according to what he's saying, that was just an act. Okay, he's revealing that was his second game. I completely forgot about that detail. That they gave us that detail at the end. Sawaragi's fault. What? Yeah, he keeps saying she stole something from him. They both stole things from him 2 years ago. Okay, we're just learning backstories. He had two close friends. They kind of look like him.
これを元手に資金を増やして18歳までに起業するんだ。
確かに面白そうだけど、いいのかい？こんな大金俺たちが一緒になって使って。
バカだな。お前たちだから一緒にやりたいんだよ。
All the photos of the three of them. Oh, I think I get what's going on here with Sawaragi. Girls and friendship. Love and friendship. Yeah, the two of them started crushing her. But I don't even think that was her fault. Yeah. And wow, he's going through that again. Because Shibe.
これからは今ある300万円を3等分して個別に運用するんだ。資金が2000万に達した時点で一番運用益を上げている人間が起業する会社の CEO になる。
That is an interesting idea, but
そしてさらにそいつは沢木さんにプロポーズする権利を得るんだ。
yeah.
いいね。
Sawaragi was in their mind. One was 10 million debt. This is Group B. And there's only one loser? Oh, I guess, like, depending on the game. I'll take 20 million to work with your life. There it is. Yeah, what does he mean by that? Because depending on it, you could have some fault in it, or it could be she has no blame in it. Sorry. Wow. That. Oh, he told her. Oh no. He told his dad. The dad that left the picture, that died. Right? I thought he died before they went their separate ways. Was it that he died because he was told about the story?
まだ詳しいことはわからない。ただ 自殺と考えて間違いないらしい。自殺？そんなはずない。だって父さんは。
天智、この件は大事になるかもしれない。Sawaragiの家に行って志保ちゃんに直接話を聞いた。
Okay.
でも
And then he was found dead after that.
いざとなったら渡がいる。あいつは無二の親友だ。必ず僕を守ってくれるさ。
And his best friend saying was suicide. I can understand that part. I can see that, but okay, he investigated her. Because so far, she could be at fault, but she could also be just being caught in the crossfire. Tomodachi Game. Oh. Really? Not really. Oh, really?
鍵になるのは現在俺たち5人の借金額。合計で
The lie after the first game, right?
1080万。それじゃ計算が合わないだろ。
そうだ。具体的に言うと。
ちょっと待て。お前なんで借金の総額なんて知ってるんだよ。
前に参加した時もそうだったんだよ。第2ゲームをクリアすると運営が総額だけを公開するんだ。
Yeah. 10.8 million. Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm. $2.1. $200 because the second game increased their depth by a lot.
まだ400万円も合わないだろう。
そうだな。Sawaragiの借金620万が多すぎる。
仮に彼女がペナルティを受けていなかった場合、借金は220万円。
なるほど。ぴったり計算が合うのか。
Uh-huh. Do you? It surely doesn't seem like you felt bad. I did notice that Demo was alive because that she said she had more depth than everyone. But if it halved, she would have the normal depth. So I did notice that lie before. Yeah. But like I do believe she's not 100% honest, but I don't know how much she's at fault here.
なのに、なんでついてきたんだ。
Good point.
お前がこの友達ゲームを潰すと。俺の目的はただ一つ。父さんの敵を潰すこと。その鍵がSawaragi家とこの友達ゲームなんだ。Yuichi.
I think mostly the Tomodachi game, but okay, I can see Sawaragi being involved in this. The Sawaragi family even. Because her dad too. The fate of true evil. He's gonna. And now a double.
バカやめろ。
もう一緒に戦ってくれとは言わない。だから せめてお前の戦いについていくのを許してくれ。絶対足手まといにはならない。俺を道具として使ってくれて構わない。
Okay, interesting. Interesting how things turn out now. Because the way things going, Mikasa is gonna be working for what the friends mean to you. That's an interesting question. Okay, what is it? Okay. I followed that.
許されるはずないだろう。
それでも謝るんだよ。お前の中にほんの少しでも罪悪感があるならな。
Yeah.
わかった。
He's gonna work with him? No matter what it takes. And there we go. Now, why did they have to stay there for 3 days? No, there's... Yep, another one. What is this comedic act? Sergeant Manabu. And there's the other girl. Yep. I mean, isn't the third game would end up being like one person? Or do you think it would end up all 5? Because she doesn't know what Yuichi is capable of. Let's see. Oh, so they managed to stay all 5 together? Battle power is 5? Competitive battle format. What does that even mean? Group K. Ah. So supposedly they got past the... Yeah. But what about the other way around? Because I see the explanation for their side. Friendly hide and seek. You seem to have one hider. Can be clear alone because they're gonna hide and they have to find everyone else. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that means okay. I understand this so far. Be violent, move the hider. Oh, you can't move the hider. That's betraying your friends. The turning around the head. Passing the depth.
もしクリアに失敗しても寝返ったやつは借金ゼロでゲームを終えることができるわけか。
友達を取るか金を取るか、それがこの友達ゲームの本質。
Basically, we've seen that in the other games. Uh-huh. Amount of depth. Yeah. Just so you know, no switch on name tags. Some information for the two of them. Ah, there's a person alone. But they don't know the person, so...
そんなの OK するはずがないだろう。
それって女子か。
可愛い女の子だよ。
だったら OK だ。
え、何？ユイチ。
NC?
裏切られたら終わりなんだぞ。
分かってるさ。でもこのゲーム、2人で勝つのは
But
ほぼ不可能だから。
with the girl, they can mess around with one of those guys in the other team, because that guy is interesting girls. I have no idea who she is, but yeah. Adding a random person to your team is kind of way too risky. There's so many fail points there. Ah. So they sent her to keep an eye. You'd be surprised. And what is the other way? Okay, lead the group's charisma. So even if it's not trusting.
グループにはカリスマ、いや天才がいる。あなたもじきにわかるはずよ。この中の誰がその天才なのかがね。それはどうかしら。私には天才ごときが。
Yeah, she knows how much a monster Yuichi is. Okay, so he's the one hiding. The big guy. Interesting. Okay, so we're gonna have an a random element in our team. I'm not sure I like that idea of having her here. But so he's gonna have like 2 hours to talk to her out. Their game, friendly hide and seek. Okay, we're just ending like that. So it just ended just like that. That felt a bit abrupt because we didn't get the ending. I think we didn't get the ending. That's why it felt abrupt. But before we go back to retrace the episode, I want to talk about the fact they added the girl. So this game's all about trusting your friends, even though I don't really see much trusting there other than the switching teams thing. And I guess depth is only collected at the end of the game if you lose. But yeah, there's trusting your team. So let's trusting your friends. So let's add a person that's not part of your friend group to your team. Can you trust that person? Can that person trust you? Like, you have nothing to base that on. So, depending on how the situation goes, it's very possible the person is gonna betray you.
だったら OK だ。
ユイチ、部外者を入れるの危険すぎる。裏切られたら終わりなんだぞ。
分かってるさ。でもこのゲーム、二人で勝つのはほぼ不可能だからな。
Like, it's very likely that to happen. Especially when it's just a small group, in their case, 3 people, her and another person seeking. You don't know the person's skills, so you don't really know what you can rely on them, what you can't, how to help them out, how they can help you out. Like, there's so many incognitas. Like, there's so many unknown factors. Here is that the first thing that he asked was if it was a girl. If a girl, then yes. Why was the girl element important? All I can think of is it would affect that guy from the other team that seems to care about girls. Other than that, I really don't know how she would come into play.
なんだ男か。残念。
君たちの仲間に入れてくれないかな。もちろん君たちが OK すればの話だけど。そんなの OK するはずがないだろう。
それって女子か？
うん、可愛い女の子だよ。
And then we have outside information. The people watching this, the new girl said that they were heard about him declaring war, so they sent Maria to go after him, to take a look, to keep watch on him. So does that mean that she's a spy, like working for the Tomodachi Game group? Yeah, does not seem trustworthy at all. So I'm curious why Yuichi decided to take the risk there. It wasn't even discussed at all, of course. But now let's go back to the backstory. So we had Mikasa, and he had 2 friends with him. They were very close to each other. Very tight bond. And they were working with money to form a company by the 3 of them. And then Sawaragi comes into play. She's an old friend of Mikasa, and the 2 of them quickly enchanted by her, and they just keep thinking about her, asking if he's actually dating her, if he likes her. They were also making that bet, like, okay, each one's taken. Like, the money was appearing from their group account, and they decided the competition. Each one takes one. Was it 1,000,000 or 1,000? I don't remember. Each one takes a third of the money left, and they invest that. Whoever makes the most gets to be the CEO and ask Sawaragi out. They were still focused on Sawaragi.
そしてさらに、そいつは沢木さんにプロポーズする権利を得るんだ。いいね、それ。
正直意味がわからなかった。でも俺は3人の友情を壊したくなかったから冗談と思うことにした。
And then was it then that the Tomodachi game happened? Apparently one of them was in debt. Maybe that was the reason why they were losing money before. And the one that was trusting their friend was Mikasa, and he lost. So he got stuck with their debt. So apparently the debt for the depth, they decided that the Tomodachi Game decided that he should not tell anybody about that. But I was just thinking, how is that depth the depth that he used for the Tomodachi Game that they are playing now? Like, to pay that depth. So like a cycle. When he went to talk to them out after he got out, one of them mentioned that he already lost all the money on Sawaragi. We don't really know how that happened. Like, did he do something for her without her consent? Did she entice him to use the money? So there's still a bit of incognita there, like some unknown factors with Sawaragi. Like I was saying before, she does seem a bit suspicious. After all, that was the lie about how much she has in debt. But I don't know how much she's suspicious. Like how much she is.
そう、その内容を聞けば、真の裏切り者は沢良志保だとお前も思うはず。
I'm trying to find a word, but I can't really think of the correct word for this. So yeah, there's that to think about. So he ended up telling his dad that, and the dad went to talk to Shiho about it. And it turned out he died. His friend saying that it seems to be suicide. Very weird moment for a suicide. I do think it was the Tomodachi Game people that made that killed him and made it seem like suicide, because he knew about the Tomodachi Game stuff, so they did not want that to be known. So I don't know how much fault Sawaragi family has in that. Oh, and there was also, before he told his dad, there was that moment with him and Sawaragi where she was asking, like, what happened to your friends? I heard somebody saying that you were with one of them recently. And didn't you want to talk? Was it about me? Now, that part, I don't know how much of that was in his head. Or was she really saying that to mess with him? So yeah, there is some suspicious stuff with Sawaragi, or we're only gonna find that out on the next game, if not after. Right now, the two of them are working together, and they're playing hide and seek, basically, where Mikasa is hiding, and Yuichi and the girl Maria, I think, are seeking. I guess the other five. The big guy was the one hiding. It's very curious. Normally, you want the smaller one to hide. So the Kohai, the junior, the kid with the bow cut wine hair, seems to be the smaller and younger one. So he might have been better off hiding. I wonder why they chose that. I wonder if that has any relevance at all. But yeah, we still need to learn how this friendly hide and seek game is gonna go. But it's very curious that the second game makes it seem like either you end up all five or only one. And if you're only one, then you won't be able to complete the next game. Oh, and we also learned that the other group is Group K. So just because Mikasa's old game was Group B, and we are currently Group C, does not mean there were only 3 games. Not sure how the lettering is working, but it seems like those guys completed their game. Oh, they could have completed recently, and that's why they had to wait 3 days in the cave, waiting for another group. But yeah, we're gonna find out more about this hide and seek. How is this gonna go? What about this Maria girl, which is definitely not a safe choice, but why did you pick that, choose that? And all of that next episode. So with that being said, see you next time. Bye.